Hi everyone, it's Paul again and welcome to the channel. Now this is a big statement, but I truly believe your mental health will change dramatically after watching this video. The concept is simple, but it's not a magic bullet. You'll need to take the techniques explained and run with it. Because from understanding comes knowledge, and that's the key to our salvation. Please understand, I'm no medical professional with letters after my name. I've simply lived it for over 25 years and figured a way back to the light. Now I'd like to make a pact with you. If I can help you back into the light, I want you to stand with me, along with millions of other kind souls, and say no to injustice, indifference and despair in our world. Empower the depressed, house the homeless, feed the hungry, protect the vulnerable and stand up against tyranny. We will simply create a community of kindness. Okay, let's get into it and let's talk about how we as humans work. We're energy-based beings contained within an organic vehicle, able to sense, feel and interpret the energy that just surrounds us. But there's a fundamental operational flaw that needs to be understood and allowances made. For instance, does this internal conversation ring a bell with you? I feel like going to the beach. Oh no, you know the traffic will be awful. There will be screaming kids everywhere. Won't be able to find a park. Probably get super sore from too much sun. All the cafes will be packed. It's miserable, isn't it? But believe it or not, that's our brain trying to be kind to our heart and protect it from more angst and stress. And as only kind people suffer from mental health issues, it appears that our kindness is a weakness, when in actual fact it's the key to an incredible future. And our brains are amazing, able to solve highly complex problems, calculate in a fraction of a second, decipher different languages. The absolute pinnacle of evolution. But what we don't consider, and this is at the very core of our mental health, is that we don't make our decisions in there. The big brain is a more modern addition and has evolved extremely quickly. Now our ancient self, our more primal being, our very essence, is in the heart. Even the medical profession acknowledge that the heart is more than just a simple pump, and its role in our energetic existence is still a mystery. This is probably a massive oversimplification, but I'm not trying to qualify as a medical professional. I just want to know what's happening when I feel so overwhelmingly wretched. So we effectively have two people controlling us, the brain and the heart. The trouble is they can't communicate efficiently. Take the brain. It has language, thoughts and senses, but no emotion. It cannot feel. Now the heart, our core and energetic centre, can only feel. It has no language, only emotion and feelings, so can only communicate with the brain and therefore the outside world via two means: sensing and interpreting outside energies, and the information provided by the brain as thoughts. This usually works well. As children, we try things and the heart decides whether we like it or not, love it or not, or scared of it or not, based on what we feel and what the brain shows us, both working in unison. Trouble is, as we get older, we take on more responsibility and stress, and the brain has learned how to protect the heart when things get too much, by locking it away in a room without windows, isolating it from all outside energies, bad and good, and reducing it to a decision-making hub. Trouble is, our entire well-being relies on our positive feelings, coming in and going out, which are now being shut out. For instance, when you hurt your back, the muscles around the site contract and spasm to prevent any more movement and subsequent injury. Trouble is, it locks the spine in that painful position, meaning it can't get any worse, but it can't get any better either. We do the same thing with our hearts. And when we do lock it down, it's always because something has hurt us, so we stop any more hurt, but inadvertently lock that initial hurt inside, making us feel bad constantly. And this locked-in pain's only remedy is to be released out, allowing joy and contentment back in. If not, it becomes a vicious cycle of thinking bad, then feeling bad, then thinking bad because I'm feeling bad, so it must be bad, and just keeps on repeating and repeating. Now interrupt that pattern with love. As our lives have become more sophisticated and complicated with technology, we are utilising our brains far more than our hearts, so we think more and feel less. We've come to rely on dopamine hits from devices for that feel-good sensation, but it's short-lived and very addictive, making us grumpy without them and encouraging us to isolate and live in a virtual world, which is highly toxic for our own well-being. The true joy of life comes from oxytocin, which comes from the loving interaction with others around us. Some 70,000 years ago or so, we went from a species of fairly innocuous hairless apes to the dominant species on the planet. Not because we're the strongest, fastest, or most evil, but because we've learned to collaborate with others. We learn to connect with those around us, mutually supporting, protecting and loving our fellow tribe members. So we need to understand, and this is crucial, that our mental health is not controlled by our situation, but by the brain's perception of our situation. A subtle but huge difference. I'll give you an example. Two men working at the same company, same position, same salary, married with 2 kids and a mortgage. First man's mindset is, oh, these mortgage payments are grinding me down. All I seem to do is work, just to keep our heads above water. I'm exhausted and little Johnny's school fees are coming in. And what if I lose my job? My wife will take the kids and I'll never get to see them again. How's his well-being? The second man's mindset. It's hard to believe that I, that weird little dorky kid, now has a beautiful family who loves him. I've worked so hard to be able to live in this beautiful house, so full of joy and laughter. I'm so very proud of what I have achieved. Same scenario, different perception. So how do we change? Firstly, and most importantly, you have to like, respect and trust yourself. Take a step back and examine who you really are and the kindness that you're capable of. Because your kindness is desperately needed in today's world, and it's your ticket to an amazing life. See yourself with better eyes and realise how truly remarkable you actually are. Secondly, when we're out in public, we're like a Star Trek episode. Shields up. We protect ourselves from everyone we encounter that we don't know. What's the reason for this? Change. Open your heart. Fill it with love for your world and feel the positivity fill you. Think of your well-being as a child and treat it accordingly. You must nurture, protect, hug, support it, feed it with positive sensations and emotions. It's your most important role in life, so be consistently kind and thoughtful. And opening your heart is simple. Become aware of your heart in your chest, and it most likely feels like a brick. Take deep breaths in and try and inflate your heart. Breathe out the tension and make your heart swell. Keep doing this until you can feel the tingling on your skin. Do this every time you feel shut off. It really works. And learn to quieten your mind and just feel. Your mind's like a laptop, incredibly powerful, but left unchecked, can rain chaos on our own well-being. No conscious thoughts. Just feel your own self and your environment, smell, sight, taste, touch. Concentrate on just being in the moment. Now this is where you find true peace and escape from life stresses. Just press stop on life and just relax every fibre of your being, because you deserve to be happy. And there are 4 aspects of life that are crucial to our primal well-being as humans. The need to protect, the need to procreate, the need to learn, and the need to achieve. So stand up for what you believe. Live your life with passion. Learn a new skill that will inspire and enhance your well-being. And set yourself goals, things that are important to you, and then strive towards them. Don't forget, we are living in a society where the governing bodies want us fearful, isolated and powerless. Scared people are far more compliant and easier to control. So we live in a negatively geared environment. If you step out of the lines, you're going to get in trouble. Constant drip-fed bad news, man-made pandemics. You can see it in everyone's face as they walk past you. Break that cycle. Be fearlessly kind and change the narrative. Concentrate on your perception. The true meaning of life is to be content, not miserable for no reason. So shift your thinking to the positives at all times. Think of the joy of the house and the family rather than the pain of the mortgage. So when you feel like doing something, just do it and don't find reasons not to. Life's too short. And finally, just love everyone. They don't need to reciprocate, but just the act of deciding to love another person makes you feel brighter, and they don't even need to know about it. Do this to everyone and everything in your life, and everything changes. Trust me, I love every kind person, and it brings me great contentment and peace that I'm living in a kind and loving world. So get your head and your heart on the same page, supporting each other, and everything will change. Sending love.